If you're an online coach or thinking about becoming one, listen up today because I'm going to give you my top 10 tips for getting better results for your clients and growing your online coaching business, starting with tip number one. And tip number one, the best thing you can do on social media is to get people to raise their hands. Now, what everyone's doing right now on social media content and what most coaches are doing ineffectively and not doing quite right is they're posting so much how-to, educational, informational stuff. I know you want to help people. I know you want to educate people. I know your life has probably been changed through evidence-based nutrition and training and fitness, but the people that follow you that actually want and need your help, they don't care about it in the same way that you do. They care about a specific result and they're happy to learn those things along the way, and it'll really benefit them and their lives. But when you just post the educational stuff, you're doing it for you or other coaches and not necessarily the people that need your help. And the best way to truly help them is allow them to identify themselves by getting them to raise their hands. So create social media content that, puts out your message out there and the specific problem that you solve and how your solution is different, and make it about the result and get people to identify themselves and raise their hand that they want that thing. You'll finally know who is following you that is interested in your services and is, somewhat ready to take that next step, or at least have a conversation around that. And then you can create more content around that, or you can facilitate and start an actual coaching conversation on what that would look like. You got to get people raising their hands and not just creating educational social media content that serves you and only you. And tip number two is you need to get specific on who you help and how you help. The coaching industry, although it's still growing and there's plenty of opportunity and room and unlimited people to help, it is becoming somewhat saturated. There's more people doing it, there's more people moving into the online space, and it's becoming a little bit harder to stand out. The things that we used to do to get clients, just putting ourselves out there, using the educational content like I just talked about, they're not working in the same way. The best way to overcome this, the best way to counteract this, is to get specific around who you help by niching down. So we want to get more specific around who this person is, what are the problems that they're facing, how you will solve them, and what is the specific payoff, and how their life is going to change once they solve that problem. You don't want to be talking about gaining muscle and losing fat and curing someone's gut issues and sports performance and all the things that you could do and becoming a jack of all trades, and no one really seeing themselves in that result because you're talking about way too much. You want to get super specific, talk about how you solve it, and people will start raising their hands and seeing themselves in the result, and they will reach out to you. It's the most important thing you can do, especially as online coaching starts to become more and more popular, is you need to stand out. Attention is at, an all-time premium, and the best way to be able to stand out and get that attention is by giving specific to how you help people, by niching down, and so that they can actually see themselves in that result. It's the easiest thing you can do. It's crazy what happens when you actually start to niche down and get specific on how you help people. People will start reaching out to you and messaging you and saying, are you talking about me? Sounds like exactly like my life. This sounds like a day in my life. It sounds like exactly how I feel. Are you reading your mind? And when you do that, you're creating content for these people and you're getting specific enough, and now they can see themselves in that result. And tip number three, you need to start talking about the benefits and how you help people and not just the features and the details. Here's what I see with a lot of coaches, specifically those that are struggling and having a hard time landing new clients. They finally work themselves up to put together a coaching offer, talking about, putting themselves out there that they're taking on clients, and all they speak about is the features that no one really cares about. Weekly check-ins, unlimited support, an individualized approach, all of this stuff that could be important once someone is interested in working with them, but not at the beginning. At the beginning, they need to talk about, here's a specific problem I solve, here's a result you're gonna get in this time frame. They need to be able to communicate clearly how they're going to help someone and the result they're going to get before they talk about all the details in the nitty-gritty. You're going to need to talk about how you'll coach someone eventually, but that's in a conversation, once they've signed up or once they see the value, not at the beginning. So stop talking about all the details and features of how you help people and start talking about the benefits. Maybe it's not the right time right now. And tip number 4, and this goes back to knowing who you're speaking to and who you're trying to attract and creating content for them, but you want to throw rocks at a common enemy. And a really good example of this, and someone who's doing a phenomenal job of this, is Dr. Spencer Nadolsky. He knows exactly who his people are, who's in his tribe, who he's trying to attract with this content. A lot of times he's talking about people that love carbs and dislike keto and love science and dislike all that disinformation. And he does a really good job at throwing rocks at a common enemy that all the people that are following him, that already know him and like him and know what he's about, also dislike. The flip side of this, and the coaches that are not doing a good job of this, are creating memes that sort of make fun of or poke fun of their actual clients and the people that are paying them, and it just turns them off of the process entirely. So humor is always good, and getting riled up for people and fighting for them is always good, but only if it's in the right direction and only if it's targeted at the thing that they also dislike. Remember, it's really tough on social media to change anyone's mind. What you'd rather do is bond around the things that you dislike and also mutually throw rocks at those things so that people come to see you as, one of their own and the person that's going to help them with things. So this is really tough to do on a coach to client level. It's easier to do to coach, and that's why some people get misled with it, because they create stuff that other coaches will find funny and not their clients, or other coaches will dislike. A good example of this as well is something like motivation and habits. Motivation is fleeting. It doesn't really exist, but our clients, they actually think the reason why a lot of cases they can't get in shape is because they're unmotivated or they can't find the motivation. We don't want to make fun of them for that. If anything, we want to throw rocks at motivation and why they don't have it. Get on the same page as them and make fun of the things that they also dislike so that you have that mutual understanding and good things will happen. And tip number 5, you need to set deadlines around your coaching, especially when signing people up. Listen, your coaching is not a revolving door. People can't sign up whenever they want. And if you treat it as such, they will stay in maybe land thinking about the right time or the right moment or when things settle down forever. There's never going to be a right time, and they will be delaying the decision to work with you because they think that they're going to be able to sign up with you whenever they want. Coaches that are really successful in terms of signing clients up and taking them from interested and curious and turning them into paying clients, they set deadlines around when people can work with them. Here's an invitation to work with me. Here's what it will look like. This is a specific result you're going to get, but you need to sign up by this period of time. What door are you going to enter? You're going to enter the door that's revolving, that you can get access to whenever you like, or you're going to enter the door that is only available to you for a certain period of time, that has something super valuable on the other side that'll fix a problem for you, but you need to act now. You need to bake a little bit of scarcity into this, and it doesn't need to be the classic 2 spots left thing, but it can't be an unlimited available opportunity to work with you, or people will stay in maybe land and they won't make a decision to work with you for the longest time. And that's the death of an online coach, is when people don't make that decision to work with you. A no is completely fine, but they need to make a decision, yes or no, so they can take this next step, or you can put your energy elsewhere into different people, different leads, different people that are going to value your service and say yes more consistently. And tip number 6, why would someone sign up right now? Here's one of the best thought exercises you can do, is put yourself in a potential client's shoes and think about, why would I sign up to work with Coach Mark right now? What is the reason? Is it because I can so clearly see a result and I'm afraid that if I don't take this opportunity that I'll miss out and I need to do it right now? Is there a limited opportunity and I have that deadline and I can't, miss out on it? Or the flip side is something else going to go away? Is there some sort of bonus or gift or compelling reason for me to sign up right now? If you are in a position where people are interested in working with you, but they're not taking that next step, it's probably because there isn't a strong, compelling enough reason for them to sign up right now, and they're just delaying the decision. And they will delay the decision forever if you don't give them a strong enough reason. So think about, what is the reason why someone would work with me right now, and start to work it into your approach. It can also be seasonality, right? Maybe right now is a super busy time for people to sign up for you. I mean, there's limited opportunity. Or maybe, depending on who the person you're trying to attract is, maybe there's some sort of life event coming up that you can bake into your offer, be it summer or weddings or vacation. Think about what is the reason why someone would sign up right now and bake that into your offer, talk about it, and good things will happen. And tip number 7, you need to remember what's in it for your potential clients, especially during the sales process. So when people start to question the value of things, be it, is this too expensive? Is this really going to help me? Is this the right move for me? They're not really questioning the cost. They're questioning, do they see themselves in the result? When people start to question the value of something, always bring it back to what's in it for them. It's always important to collect why someone wants to sign up for you. What's the specific result they're trying to achieve? Because once you identify that, it isn't so much is the value there in working with you. It comes down to, are you the person that's going to help them solve that problem, get them that specific result? And if you can bring it back to that, especially if they're questioning, is this really worth it? You're going to be able to show them where they are right now and where they want to be, show them the path to get there, the action steps to get there, and how you're going to guide them throughout that process. And they will take the next step, especially when they see what's in it for them. And tip number 8, expectations and accountability. We've talked a lot about the marketing process today and how to attract new paying clients, the things to talk about, the things to post on social media. We've also talked about the sales process and taking people from curious and interested and turning them into paying clients. But if I put my coaching hat on for a second and think about what do I need to get people results, it always comes back to treating this like a professional service, and expectations around when someone should check in and accountability and what the process looks like is super important. Think about like going to your doctor's office. You have a crystal clear appointment. You know exactly when you should be there. You're not gonna be late. You're not gonna miss it because it's super valuable and they're gonna have the solution to your problem. You need to treat your coaching the exact same way. So be super crystal clear around when a client should check in, what it would look like, what the process looks like, what information you need from them to make the best possible decision. And the entire process, the entire service will be super professional, and it'll be one of those things where they know exactly what they need to do to get a specific result, and your business will grow. And tip number 9, you need to be using video in your online coaching. The biggest mistake most coaches make when they go from in-person coaching to going online is they completely forget about all the things that make in-person coaching super powerful, which is you're developing relationships with people, they get to know your personality, they see you as the person that they enjoy working with, that they want to work with. One of the best ways to foster that relationship when you're now working with someone in an electronic fashion is to use video. Check in with them on video. It doesn't need to be live, but they need to hear you talking about how you're going to help them, what the action steps are, so they can see your tone and your personality. And that's what's going to keep them coming back to your coaching service. The easiest way to do that is through video and getting more comfortable talking on video, working it into your check-ins, and making it a more personable service through them seeing you talk to their specific problems and their situation and making it a real personable service. I'm gonna save tip number 10, my most powerful tip, to the end of this video, so make sure to watch till the end. But for now, I wanna say this. The world of online coaching has exploded. Coaches are no longer stuck working out of gyms, clubs, or clinics, because now they can use technology to deliver a better coaching service to their clients without having to trade time for money. Now, online coaching doesn't replace every aspect of in-person coaching, like teaching someone how to move or developing food skills, but there are so many positives that the pros outweigh the cons in many cases, especially in niche areas where many clients would not be able to find the right suitable person in their geographical area, or when someone no longer needs an in-person hands-on approach but still wants the accountability and guidance coaching gives them. In a lot of cases, online coaching is a great option for clients, and there are so many benefits and added perks to the coach. Let's chat about them really quickly. The first one is flexibility. For starters, your lifestyle is limited when you have to work a certain amount of hours in a fixed geographical location, or having to ask for time off and dealing with bosses that really just want to own you. When you're an online coach working for yourself, you can work where you want and when you want. Now, this doesn't mean you have to work from a beach on a laptop, but if you want to get a coffee in the middle of a day with a friend or lift when you want, you can. The flexibility of online coaching is a huge perk. And number 2, we have income. When you work for someone else, for the most part, your income is capped. Sure, you can get a pay raise, but for the most part, these are going to be no more than 5 to 10% per year. Once you learn to market yourself as an online coach and put the right systems in place to coach people, the sky is the limit on your income. There are countless examples examples of people with safe office jobs making $2 to $4K a month going to $10,000 to $30,000 as an online coach with the right approach. Your income in this career is unlimited, but the best part is number 3, service. You still get to help others with your passion for nutrition and fitness. If this stuff has changed your life, you probably want to share that with others, and you get to do that as an online coach, only now in a way that allows you to reach more people in a scalable way. Now, if you're coming from in-person coaching, there are a few things to remember. Namely, no one is just feeding you leads or clients. So to make sure you do this right, you have to have the right marketing, sales, and coaching systems in place. See, most online coaches spend all their time and energy dedicated to become better coaches. And although of course those things are important, they're just one piece of the puzzle. Because if you want to grow your business, all of your energy can't be on coaching. If anything, that's going to hold you back from growing. Where most coaches need to improve is, number 1, getting more people interested and curious about how their coaching will give them a specific result. And number 2, taking people from interested to paying without feeling like a sleazy, salesy car salesman. If you really want to grow your online coaching, you need to wear the other hats in your business. Not just the coaching hat, but also the marketing hat and the sales hat too. And once you learn to wear these other hats, you'll become a better online coach almost instantly. Why? Because you have many more clients and more opportunities to refine your coaching skills. So if you're planning on making online coaching your full-time career, and if you want to become the best online coach possible, it's time to start covering all of your bases and wearing all the hats in your business. Because being an online coach is the best job in the world, but you need to make sure you're doing it the right way. Which brings me to my last tip, tip number 10. And tip number 10, the most important tip, is to develop relationships. You need to remember that although this is online and you're connecting with people through electronic means, you're still working with humans and not robots and not just numbers. There's actual people on the other side of screens and phones and computers, and you're connecting with them on a human to human level. The reason why we do this is to help people with our passion and our skills and completely transform their lives. And we do that through the relationships that we build with them. We do that through getting to know them on a personal level and removing the barriers that they are struggling with to take action on their health, on their training, and on their lives. We need to do that through developing relationships, and you need to remember that there's another person on the other side of the coaching relationship. They're not just a number, they're not just, someone that we respond to and we read their words. They're a real life person with problems, highs, lows, wins, and everything in between, and we need to treat them as such. And that is the best advice I have to grow your business, is develop relationships and treat people on the other side of screens like real people, and your business will grow. Hope these tips help. But as great as all these tips are, if you're really serious about starting your online coaching business, the next thing I'll have you do is check out this video I've linked up right here. Now that you know how to grow your online coaching, learn how to keep all of these clients organized. So make sure to check it out now, and I'll see you in the next video.